New York City, home to over 63,000 homeless people on any given night. It doesn't matter if it's a whole family or single adults. They're all faced with the same decision every night, to either deal with the dangerous shelter system or sleep on the cold streets. Homelessness in New York City is a growing problem that forces people to seek alternative ways to survive out here. And I received a message about a guy having one that I should take a closer look at.
He's coming. Yeah, Maya.
Yo, what's up with the mask, bro?
The mask protects my identity. Because in spite of the fact that what I'm doing is entirely legal, you have a lot of people that, are in positions of power that would like to see people like me not do what I do. So in order to make their job difficult, I gotta protect my identity.
What do you do?
I snatch bandos. A bando is an abandoned piece of residential property that people such as myself move into and live rent-free.
Yeah, I was hoping it was gonna be a little bit darker than this over here. Back on my bando snatching shit. Yeah. I'll give it one good pass. Boarded up crazy. But nigga keep some tools. Taking way too much time doing this shit. I should have been here. Nigga, hold on one time.
So can you show me that?
That's why I contacted you. I wanted to use your platform to tell my story and to shed light on my situation. Just meet me on it's 9 o'clock tonight. You know what I'm saying? I could take you inside, show you the bando, I'll show you what's going on. And like I said, we can work out the particulars of the story that I'm trying to tell. We can take it from there.
Alright, I'll be there.
Alright, so I'm gonna see you at 9, yo. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, open the gate, come upstairs.
Yo, man, hey.
Yo.
Hold on. Are we trespassing or anything?
Nah, you everything you're doing is legal, man. You're not trespassing. Come on, man.
So Anybody else here? Anybody else lives here?
Yeah, people live here, but you good.
Yo, I closed the gate. I closed the gate.
Nah, it don't matter. Leave it. Don't worry about it.
Ain't no police or anything gonna come, right?
I told you, you don't have to worry about that, man. Everything we're doing is legal.
What's that? What you about to do?
I'm about to lock the door.
Oh. Okay.
Come upstairs.
Upstairs? So, what's going on in here? Is somebody in here? You got people in here?
I told you there's people in here, brother.
Oh.
Somebody lives there. Have a seat. Get comfortable.
So what's going on, man? What's your name?
You just call me the Bando Snatcher.
Bando Snatcher?
What's Bando Snatcher?
What does that mean? Like, does that have a meaning or does it stand for something?
Absolutely. It basically describes the lifestyle of someone who snatches bandos.
What's a bando?
A bando is an abandoned piece of residential property that someone such as myself takes and makes their own.
Makes their own, like what you did here?
Yeah, to the extent that I live here, semi-comfortably, rent-free.
Rent-free?
Yeah, rent-free. I don't pay rent to live here.
So the person that owns this house hasn't contacted you, or because nobody's came over here and said, hey, how long have you been here? Like,
I've been here about going on 2 years now.
2 years?
Yeah.
And this place was abandoned?
Yeah.
How did you get the lights on?
Actually, I turned them on myself. I'm an electrician by trade. So, yeah, so making sure that the whole building has electricity, that wasn't a problem.
Okay. If this place is abandoned, are we trespassing here? Like, how does that work?
Not at all. You're actually a guest in my home.
Your home?
Yes.
You claim this as your home now?
Absolutely.
So do you think that you're homeless? Do you feel homeless?
Well, listen, let me answer your first question first. Everything we're doing, as far as you even being here, is well within the confines of the law. We're not breaking the law. We're not bending the law.
What law is that?
We'll get into that later. We'll get into that.
My other question was, do you consider yourself homeless then, since you have this?
Absolutely, because me having this only goes to a certain extent. I don't actually own the building. I just have a valid claim.
You have a valid claim?
Yes.
So, who owns the building?
I have no idea.
You don't know?
I just know at this time I'm claiming it as my own, and I live here and I go and come as I please as if it is my own. But like I said, I only have a legal claim to the property. I don't actually own the property.
So, where did you get the furniture and stuff? Was it here when you came here?
Actually, believe it or not, a lot of this furniture you see, I got curbside on garbage day. You'd be surprised at things people throw away.
For this place to be abandoned, it sure looks nice though. I'll tell you that.
Thank you, I appreciate the compliment, but I tell you, it does have its dark side.
Where did you get this idea from that you can just take somebody's property and just live in it like you're doing right now?
I actually got the idea during my free time during the course of my incarceration. I was incarcerated from the age of 18 to 35 years old for manslaughter. I was convicted after a jury trial of manslaughter in the first degree. And like I said, during the course of my free time in prison, I would read a lot. The prisons I went in, the material became redundant, so the only fresh things you could get to read on a daily basis would be law. So I would read the law journals and things of that nature, and I came across, like I said, a certain law within, New York State that would allow me to do the things that I'm doing to this day, as far as claim a property as my own and live in it rent-free.
What is it, a property law? What is that?
Well, at this point, I'm not going to get into the particulars of what it is, because, like I said, a lot of people misuse good information. So, like I said, we're just not going to get into that right now.
So, I mean, technically, you look like a squatter. Do you feel like a squatter?
I mean, I've been called worse. I feel like I'm someone who fell upon hard times and, decided to take matters into his own hands as far as finding shelter.
How many times have you done this?
This is actually my second bando within 4 years.
In 4 years. How big is this place? Is this place big? Like,
well, I'm actually gonna give you a tour in a minute, but I just want to square away a few things as far as what I would like from you and your company. Like I said in a few of the emails I sent you, I would like to use your platform to tell my story. I would actually also like to shed light on the homeless epidemic in New York City. Me, myself, being a part of the epidemic, I feel I'm in a good position to actually tell that story. I actually did want to give you a tour of the place so you can see everything, see what's going on. It actually looks very comfortable right here, as you can see, but certain parts of the building are in total disrepair. But like I said, before we do that, I need you to follow me downstairs. I need to go to the basement because I have to flush the toilet. I have to actually turn the hose on from the water main because I don't have actual running water. As you can see, I have the hose right here. This hose goes all the way downstairs to the basement, to the water main that leads into the building.
wow. Okay.
Hey, watch your step. Come.
Is anybody down there?
Nah, there's nobody down here, brother.
You got lights down there too?
Yeah, come.
Wow.
As you can see, it's real fucked up.
Wow.
Come. Got a room in here.
Wow.
Yeah, I ain't get to fix this. I ain't get to fix this up yet. As you can see it.
Yeah.
It's in total disrepair. The people that was in this bando before me, they were petty thieves. They came in, as you can see, they were looking to steal copper so they could take it to the local recycling place and, get a couple pennies for it. So they basically destroyed a lot of, walls down here. But my plans are to actually, come up with the funds to make this place down here a little bit more livable and actually give it to someone else who's homeless.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and just, allow them to stay here for free until they're able to get on their feet.
How many people you got living here?
At the time I have 1, 2, 3 people living here. 3 people that, I met in the street who were homeless, explained me their situation. And, I meet people like that all the time, but I'm making my business and narrow down the best candidates because you just can't give anyone somewhere free to live.
That's another room?
Yeah, that's another small room right there.
Okay.
We're not even gonna go in there because there's a lot of cobwebs, a lot of rat shit. We're just gonna stay out of there. But the real reason why we came down here, like I said before, I don't have running water in the building because people came in the building, like I said before me, they was living in here, mostly crackheads, junkies, dope fiends, and they stole the pipes. They stole a lot of pipes. They actually ripped up all the pipes to the water heater. So there is no, as you can see, there is no pipe.
So you have heat in here? Because it's cold down here.
Yeah, I have heat, but I don't bother, heating down here because nobody comes down here. The only time I come down here is to turn the water on. As you can see, I had to go buy a couple parts from the hardware store.
Okay.
Because the only thing that the building does have is the water main coming directly to the building, but there's no pipe leading anywhere. So like I said, I came up with this idea. I have 2 hoses. This hose is for the 2nd floor. This hose is for the 1st floor. Right now I'm going to turn the hose on because, like I said, I need to flush the toilet upstairs and fill the water bin up.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
The hose has a leak in it.
Oh, this one.
The hose has a leak in it, and I don't want to damage your equipment. So I'm going to put the shovel over the hose, and you just shoot off right past me because this whole area is getting sprayed with water.
Wow.
I need to buy another hose.
You need another hose.
Yeah. All right, come on. Come on with the camera.
Yeah.
So, in order to have water to flush the toilet, clean my body, wash my dishes, I fill up this garbage can for water. And yeah, once I get this stroke to the top, I fill the bucket up as well.
Those are your dishes?
Nah, I use those dishes for cleaning and shit.
To clean the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. Like I said, this is the bathroom. Make the best out of the situation. Before we continue this tour, stay right here for a second. I'm gonna run down, cut that water off, and I'll get right back to it.
Okay.
This is basically the general area of my upstairs. As you can see, we got a couple games, hookah, a bunch of seating areas. Not seating areas, sitting areas. Over here I got where I cook. Prepare microwave food because I really don't cook. I eat out a lot. Deep freezer, blender, microwave, sandwich maker. I got my grill I'm about to bring out because it's nice. In here we have...
You don't have a stove back there?
No, actually I have a stove. We're going to get to that in 1 second. But over there, no, there's not a stove. I actually go back and forth with the hot plate from cooking, frying whatever I fry to actually heating up the water, but that's another story. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Come with me in here. This is my VIP room.
VIP.
This is my VIP room. I like to entertain a lot. I invite friends over.
Okay.
Pull out couch, TV with DVD player. That's the heater I use to keep it warm. For the most part, when you're having a good time, you like to have that exclusiveness to your good time. You want to get away from, the actual party. That's what this is for, the VIP room.
People sleep here. They spend the night, or
that's why I usually keep blankets and pillows, because more times than not, people end up staying 2, maybe 3 days.
yeah, and you allow that.
Why wouldn't I? Over here we have another bedroom.
Another bedroom?
Yeah, that's my cousin's room. We're not gonna do that as far as doing it because he's not here. I respect his privacy.
Oh, okay.
If you follow me to the back.
So you got family with you?
Absolutely.
Illegal activity going on in here?
Not at all. I don't break the law.
Do you allow other people to stay here if they do?
Not at all. I don't break the law. So if I'm not breaking the law, under no circumstances am I going to allow you to break the law. You're not going to jeopardize my situation because you want to break the law. It's not tolerated under no circumstances. Now you asked me about the stove.
Yeah.
This is where the stove is. This is the actual kitchen. But as you can see, it's in total disrepair. The stove doesn't work, the sink doesn't work, nothing works.
Oh.
The light doesn't even work, so I have this large construction light. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna break down the rear portion of this kitchen and turn it into a room. I'm gonna remove this cabinet. I'm gonna build a wall from here to here and just block out all of this because, like I said, it's in such disrepair that it just doesn't make sense to even attempt to fix it because it just doesn't. Truthfully, financially, I'm not able to do it. I set her up right here. My friend, she's pregnant. She's currently waiting for a shelter system to accept her, but she's homeless and needed immediate shelter. So she sleeps here. So I'm gonna do her that favor and make her a room. This entryway, I have a curtain up here for now. What?
You gonna put a door?
Yeah, I'm gonna put a door.
Okay.
Oh, I almost forgot to show you. This is my room actually.
Oh, it's your room.
Yeah.
This is nice, man.
Thank you. Like I said, this is my bedroom, my bed, my pillows. Come on in. It's my TV. This is my laptop. I actually use this as a workstation. I do a lot of research as far as, locating bandos, finding out who owns the bando, things of that nature. Right, so let me just open the door real quick.
Hey man, listen. I want to thank you for allowing me and my cameras into your bando.
Absolutely, this pleasure was all mine.
You should be commended for what you're doing to help other homeless people and yourself get off the streets. And I see that y'all need a lot of work done in here, so I will try to get your story out there to the right people so they can help you fix this place up.
I appreciate that, man. Like I said, I thought your platform was one of the better platforms to get my message out, and I'll be in touch. Appreciate you.
Thank you. When I left the Bando Snatcher, I had good information about something I did not know about, but I had a lot more questions about how this whole lifestyle came about. The Bando Snatcher invited me to sit down with him one more time before he closed the door on me. Today I have with me the Bando Snatcher, but in all seriousness, we have to address this problem with the lack of affordable housing in New York City and why people like the Bando Snatcher takes matters into their own hands when the system fails them. Now, I would like to start off by saying thank you for allowing me and my cameras to come into your bando.
No problem.
And it looks nice for it to be abandoned. That's where I'm confused at, because I came up through this and I'm like, this is abandoned? Like, how did you do that?
Let me try and clear some of your confusion. You said you're confused, all right? Like I said, the property was abandoned and it was bad. Like, it was a bunch of rats, a bunch of holes in the walls.
Wow, I haven't seen a rat since I've been here.
And that's because I properly cleaned and sealed the basement.
Wow.
And with the few resources that I did have, upon becoming homeless, I invested in the building.
Wow. So you invested in the building. Why couldn't the owner or even New York City invest in this building so someone can live here? Because what you're doing is something that I feel like they should be doing.
I don't have the answer to that question. I don't know why they aren't doing the things they aren't doing. I just know that out of necessity, this is what I've done.
When you do it, are you only thinking about yourself, or do you allow others to live in your bando?
My principle is this. I have a roof over my head. I'm blessed. I'm fortunate. I like to share the fortune. There are other people that live here rent-free. They don't pay me any rent.
So I want to go somewhere else with this, because I also was homeless in New York City, and I went through the system. I ended up with an apartment. New York City, they have paid their money and all of this other stuff with it. But I want to know what made you come to the point where you was dealing with the homeless system and you said, this is not working. This is not going to work for me, or whatever the case may be. And you went to this route right here. How did you get from there to there?
I was just completely uncomfortable with the living circumstances that the New York City shelters were providing me at the time. They were filled with rampant drug abuse. There was a whole bunch of unclean items that I had to use on a daily basis, such as the facilities, the toilets, and things of that nature. And it just felt uncomfortable. And at one point, it became unbearable. As far as my day-to-day experiences, people were constantly stealing from me. And I'm talking about minor things. People will steal your soap. They'll steal your toothbrush. They'll steal your socks. And it just became overbearing. So I said to myself one day, you know what? I have to leave here. But it's like, where do I go? I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have any family members in New York. I don't have any family members that are actually willing to take me in. That's when it hit me. Squatters' rights.
Squatters' rights.
I said, if I could scour the city, the 5 boroughs, and find me an abandoned property and make it my own, I'll solve my problem momentarily. It'll give me enough time to get myself together and not have to worry about the circumstances of the shelter, like I said, and be able to find, I guess you could say, legitimate housing. But until then, this is where I'm at, and that's pretty much how I got here.
How do you feel about someone who's going to sit back and watch this and say, who does he think he is, taking someone's property and living in it, fixing it? I can imagine the stuff that you went through to get this. How did you get the lights on in here? The electricity? Like, how did you do that?
I'm an electrician by trade. I actually went back to electrical school.
Wow.
And learned how to run power. So You know, any building that I'm in is always going to have power.
Look at that. And water.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Listen, I have everything in my bando that you have at home.
Wow. Amazing. And I see it. I mean, we got lights. So
Absolutely.
you got cable.
Absolutely. Fire stick.
You got cable. This right here is something that I can't understand why the city has not addressed this problem. Because there's a lot of people running through the system like yourself. But they didn't come up with this idea that they can house themselves if they just fix up an abandoned property. Now, I want to get to the part where did you get this idea?
I didn't really get the idea. I actually came across the information doing research within the law library.
Law library? What, you mean in prison?
Absolutely. I was incarcerated for 15 years for manslaughter.
Okay.
And during the course of my, I guess you could say, transition, it wasn't a smooth transition. I was very rebellious, so it led to me doing a lot of box time. While in the box, my reading materials was limited, and the only resources I was really allotted were law books, so I read a lot of law. I just happened to come across squatters' rights. I found it to be interesting to the point to where, at one point, all I did was read squatters' rights law. It just so happened, upon my release, I was working. I had a room. I was renting a room. Things became sketchy at work. My hours got cut. My wages were cut. It led to me becoming homeless due to not being able to pay my rent.
Okay.
So that's when I decided, let me utilize this information that I have. Let me utilize New York State squatters' rights laws. And this is actually what I'm doing. This is why you're sitting here talking to me now.
Yeah, but that's not the answer to everyone's problem. Like
everyone's not a bando snatcher, man. Everyone's not a bando snatcher.
Everyone's not a bando snatcher. So what are you gonna do when the person who owns the bando actually comes around here? Have you had any activity going on in here? Like has the police came here? Like do the police? Do you interact with the police? Do anything like that happen?
Absolutely. This is actually my second bando in 3 years.
Wow.
And a lot of times, every time I move in, the neighbors call the police and say that there's someone inside an abandoned building.
Wow. Yeah.
But due to certain steps that I've taken, the building is no longer regarded as abandoned. This is my residence, and I also have proof, and I always show the officers proof.
Yeah.
Yes. And to the dismay of the neighbors, once I do that, it is no longer a penal issue. It becomes a civil issue. Therefore, it's out of the jurisdiction of the police.
Okay. All right. So now, I'm the person that owns this place, the bank or whoever the hell it is. Somebody gotta own this property down the line. Like somebody's name is on this somewhere, and they come over here and they see that you live here now, but you're not paying them no rent.
I don't owe them any rent. Why would I pay them rent? I don't owe them rent.
You don't owe them rent?
No, I do not.
I beg to differ. A lot of people is going to look at this and say, I beg to differ. If you've been living there and that person's property, and just like I live in someone's property and I got to pay them rent,
but see,
they're going to say the same thing that what makes you different.
What makes me different is that there's no agreement between me and anyone for me to live here. The law does not specify that I have an agreement to live here.
Okay. The law just protects you for living here.
It's not that it protects me, it enables me. So my thing is this, to answer your question, I'm not concerned with anyone has to say. As long as I'm not breaking the law, they shouldn't have anything to say.
And do you allow other people to live in your bando?
Absolutely. I come across homeless people all the time. People fall on hard times all the time. Okay. Family members, friends of mine. I have 2 family members living downstairs on the 1st floor. I have a friend living up here on the second floor with me. Excuse me. So yes, I do allow people to stay here rent-free. Not for the purpose of taking advantage of having a free roof over their head, but allowing them the time to financially get themselves together.
Yeah.
So they can have legitimate housing.
Sometimes, the deal with New York City is, where is the legitimate housing at? Because a lot of us is faced with, we don't make enough to live here. In these apartments that you talking about, 1 room for $1,000, like, come on. That's the norm here. So how do you feel like this problem that we're having here, that you have, because you basically you had a job and you had somewhere to live. You was living in a room, you said, but you know the payments got more than how you was getting paid. And that happens to a lot of people in this city. So what's the next step? How what's the next step? Because, you know, some people say, you know, raising the minimum wage, whatever that I don't know what joke that is, because if you're gonna raise a pay, but you're gonna raise a rent, if my rent was $1,000 this month and next month is $1,200, like, come on, where's the makeup at? So a lot of that is forcing people like you to do stuff like this. What do you feel is the remedy to that? To stop someone like you, or to help someone like you? To help someone like you have legitimate housing in this city?
To help someone such as myself, or anyone for that matter, to have legitimate housing in New York City, they would have to lower the rent. They would have to lower the rent. Because $1,200 on average to $1,300 for a one-bedroom apartment for someone such as myself, who's only going to make maybe $30,000 a year, it's just not reasonable. Mm. Now, someone may do the math and say, "Hey, that's well within your means." Okay, but what about car fare? What about food?
Food, yes.
What about clothing?
Yeah.
You know, nothing fancy, just a necessity.
Yeah.
It becomes unrealistic.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what's your criteria for taking a bando?
I mean, I get the pick of the litter. You know, it's like when I cruise, that's what I call it cruising. When I cruise and I go looking for buildings or whatever, you know, I painstakingly go through all of them, you know? And it's like, I picked the best one.
Okay. Wow. So, how long do you think your bando is going to last? It's already went through the police search, so what's next? You got to deal with the owner of the house or the bank or anybody like that?
You never know what's next with this bando life, man. Like, this bando snatching is a lifestyle. Like, you know, I set it up to where I'm comfortable, but at the end of the day, I know tomorrow could be my last day here.